Tierney, Arsenal correspondent at Goal, joining you from the Emirates, a wet, grey, miserable Emirates, but Arsenal have got the win here to cheer their fans up, lift the gloom, so to speak, after quite a miserable day, miserable 24 hours, certainly in the transfer market, with the news that Hassan Marwa will not be joining the club. It certainly arrived here at the game today. It just felt pretty miserable, felt like there was a lot of gloom around the place. They really needed to get the win. They've done that, winning 2-1. Not the best of performances. I think the first half especially kind of summed up the mood around the place, really, and it was all the problems that we've spoken about time and time again with Arsenal. Lack of creativity in the final third, forwards being left isolated, the midfielders not getting up to support the attack, and it was 0-0 at half time. Only a couple of shots on target for Arsenal, both from Aubameyang, one really well saved by Ramsdale, but other than that, not too much of anything from note for Arsenal. Sheffield United either didn't offer anything. I think they'd only had one shot in the first half. And you kind of felt second half, how are they going to break this Sheffield United side down? Can they do it? Will they be able to do it? But they did, and largely thanks to Nicolas Pepe, who came on just over half an hour to go, and he inspired this one. Kind of fitting, really, given that all the talk is about potential new signings and what Arsenal need to do in the transfer market. That the club's record signing from last summer, obviously 72 million, he came up, stepped up when Arsenal needed it, and got the inspired them to the win. He said he played a big part in the first goal. It was Bukayo Saka scored it, lovely header at the back post, but a really good move from Arsenal. Pepe involved, Ceballos involved, Aubameyang, El Neni as well. Good ball by Bellerin into the back post, and a lovely header from Saka to make it 1-0. Then 3 minutes later, it was 2-0, and it was all Pepe's work. And it was a fantastic pass, fantastic move again from Arsenal. 18 passes, I think that's the most of any lead into any goal in the Premier League this season for any club. But even then, Pepe got it. It was on the halfway line. Looked, very little on. Played a neat 1-2 with Bellerin. Got it, drove forward, drove into the box, and a lovely finish from Pepe, curling into the far corner, went in off the post. 2-0. Looked like game, set, and match. Arsenal were pretty comfortable at the other end, but Sheffield United did get a late goal. Dave McGoldrick, really good goal from outside the box to make it 2-1. Made it set up a bit of a nervy finish for Arsenal, but they did well, and I thought Gabriel was really good in the last 10 minutes. Such a good player, Gabriel. Looks like one hell of a signing, only going to get better as well. So that's a pleasing thing from Arsenal in terms of the transfer window, especially. I'm just going to go through my player ratings for you from this one. Bernd Leno didn't have too much to do, couldn't do anything with a goal, really good goal. I'll give Bernd Leno a 6 just because he wasn't involved really too much. Thought Bellerin had a very good game, 2 assists for Bellerin, really good assist for the first goal, especially lovely run and cross to the back post. Neat little 1-2 with Pepe for the second goal. Give Bellerin a 7. Luiz, I thought, was certainly a bit nervy early on in the first half. Took a while to settle into it. Did all right after that. I'll give him a 6. Gabriel, thought, was fantastic, really good. Like I said earlier, especially after Sheffield United got the goal back. Just looks like one hell of a signing. I'm going to give Gabriel a 8. Tierney, thought, did all right. Didn't really do anything wrong. Not quite as strong as Bellerin on the other side. So I'll give Tierney a 6. In midfield, for Dani Ceballos, especially in the second half, I thought Ceballos was great. I thought it was a bit nervy in the first half, a bit edgy, gave a few passes away in the first half, but second half I thought he had a really good half an hour. I'll give Danny a 7. El Neni, again, I thought was pretty bright. He was really important in the first goal. El Neni gets a lot of grief, but I thought he did all right. He did his job, becoming an integral part of this team with Granit Xhaka not playing today and El Neni coming in again. Seems like Arteta's rotating everyone around El Neni at the moment. I'll give El Neni a 7. Saka as well, I'll give a 7. Thought he was bright and lively, took his goal really well, so he gets a 7. Up front, thought Willian had tough game. Didn't really do too much, especially when he started without on the right. He moved into a more central role in the second half. Looked better there. I'll give Willian a 6. Aubameyang looked miles better. It looked brighter. Was in the game more when he moved into a central striker role in the second half after Nketiah went off. A really good effort in the first half that was tipped over. I'll give Orba a 6. Eddie just couldn't get into the game at all, really, before he went off. I'll give him a 5. In terms of the substitutes, Pepe absolutely gets an 8. I'm going to give Pepe man of the match, even though he was on it for half an hour, and I thought Gabriel was excellent, just for the difference Pepe made. And the goal, I'm going to give him man of the match, even though he's half an hour. So Pepe gets an 8. Who else came on? Granit Xhaka and Ainsley Maitland-Niles came on right at the end. I'm not going to really give them too many ratings. In fact, I'm not going to rate them because they really have much to do, weren't on the pitch for very long. So Pepe's the only sub that gets a rating for me, and I'll give him an 8. So they're my player ratings here from Arsenal. We just spoke to Mikel Arteta in his post-match press conference, said he didn't know if he'd be able to make any signings between now and Monday's transfer deadline, wasn't given too much away. I asked him what his message would be to the Arsenal fans if they don't make another signing. I asked him if he was aware of the frustration, the resentment that seems to be growing towards Stan Kroenke and the lack of ambition, given the lack of signings, certainly in midfield. And his message was, look, we're trying to do this, we're doing everything we can to bring in new signings, we're working together. He reiterated how happy he is with the communication with the owners and that they're backing that they're giving him, and he just called on everyone to be together. It's 3 wins from 4 in the Premier League for Arsenal, obviously 2 wins in the Carabao Cup as well. So despite the lack of new additions, they are getting the results so far this season. So from a very, very wet and miserable Emirates, that's it from me. Arsenal 2, Sheffield United 1.